What is up? This is Colonial Puppet, and this is yet another episode of this never-ending series we call the Let's Build a Stadium series. It's been a very long time since I've made one of these because I've been a busy boy in my life. I've been working on a music video. I made a post on the community section of YouTube letting everyone know what I was up to, and yeah, so I've been spending most of my time job hunting, working, and on top of that making a music video for my band, making props, making camera rigs, and storyboarding. We're going to start doing test shots relatively soon. But enough about that. Let's get into this. How you say stadium let's build, starting of course with the where we left off last episode, which don't know what that is. Oops. Let's fix whatever that is. Looks like it happened a couple times. But yeah, where we left off, we kind of sectioned off that one floor that I'm going to travel down to in a second. I have to do some editing. I think there's an issue with getting this copied over. Looks bad, but it's not a big deal, honestly. Here we are. This is where we were. Alright. So, this is where we left off. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of these stairwells traveling down the long end of the field, and I want to quarantine these off into separate rooms that people can use. And I want this area to be just a big long hallway, because obviously you want the rooms to be facing the windows, or like you want the bulk of the room to be on the window side of this area. So if I'm going to put walls down, obviously I don't want to put them right here. I want to put them as far away from the windows as possible, leaving all this space open as a room to use. So, let's start at the very end. And let's figure out how we want to do this. I think I want to put them here, so I'm going to select U. It's my starting point. Sorry. Go all the way to here, select this, and set. I think it's 251 is white concrete, and yes, I haven't done this in a long time, but I still remember for some reason the code for white concrete. Same thing here. And I want to thank again, it's been a while, but the person who told me to just hit up on the directional pad, or on the, not directional pad, the arrows. Oops. That has been a lifesaver, instead of having to type in the same thing over and over again. But yes, life's been pretty busy for me. I've been, like I said, working on a music video. I finally quit my job at Starbucks after nearly 2 years of working there. I started in October of 2017. It was a fun job, met a lot of cool people, but time to move on, time to do something more in my field. I went to school for video, got some job offers at a couple of audio-visual places, doing video editing and shooting and whatnot. I kind of want to get that career off the ground rather than just kind of grinding for another year or two. Because that was initially the plan with Starbucks, was to save up money, just kind of plan my next move. Then I kind of got enveloped in a music project with my band, recording, music video, all that good stuff, everything that comes with making an album. But that's starting to wind down. I realize I didn't really take any big steps with furthering my career. So I kind of tried doing that, tried finding some stuff in my field, started doing some freelance work with AV companies. And yeah. So I put in my 2 weeks at Starbucks. More like 3 weeks. I was nice and agreed to work up until when I was scheduled. And I asked a week off for vacation. So I said I could work there, so when I do leave, like, I'm already not scheduled for that first week, so they should have no trouble filling in the chasm I will leave behind when I leave. But yeah, that was an interesting job. I think everyone should be forced. Like, I know some countries have government-required military service for all of its citizenry. I think everyone should be required to do a year of customer service, because it really kind of opens your eyes to the plight of the working man, I guess. I worked with a lot of great people. I met a lot of cool customers. But damn, that is a not fun job. And it's really eye-opening how a lot of people find it okay to treat the service industry like they are subhuman. I guess that's one way to put it. A lot of very rude people in this world. A lot of really nice people in this world, but also a lot of really rude people. And that was kind of eye-opening, but you know, it's all good. I wouldn't trade the experience for anything else. That's a lie. I'd probably trade it for like $1 million, but I definitely felt the experience was valuable at the very least. Also, just kind of was eye-opening how management and workers interact, or like how the cause and effect of decisions that upper management makes, and how workers are really kind of left to deal with the aftermath, sometimes for the better, a lot of the times for the worst. Starbucks is a huge company, so a lot of the decisions made higher up at times felt pretty tone deaf. I meant to say tone deaf. I feel like the company has like an identity crisis right now, because it was pretty apparent through training becoming a barista at Starbucks that that Starbucks wants like the friendly neighborhood coffee shop. They want to fill that role as like your friendly neighborhood cafe where you can go and get a cup of coffee and like chill in the cafe area and like get work done. But at the same time, they try and their main competition is like McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts. So it's like they want to be both a cozy handcrafted beverage distributor, I guess, and they also want to be a fast food chain. And I feel like in a lot of cases, instead of being that, like the best of both worlds, they're kind of like the worst of both worlds. So they're a fast food restaurant that isn't fast, and a handcrafted drink maker that doesn't make good handcrafted drinks, if that makes sense. Because like the methods of making these drinks is very time consuming, so like things like drive-throughs don't really make a lot of sense, I think. Or they implement things like they introduce new drinks that are like impossible to make in large quantities and in short amounts of time. Or they'll do things like introduce, like for example, we have 2 espresso machines in our store, and 3 different ways you can order a drink. You can either order it in the cafe at the register, you can order it online on your phone, or you can order it in the drive-thru. And so all 3 of those channels are split between 2 espresso bars. And so that's fine. But the thing is, each espresso bar has 2 hoppers, one for regular espresso and one for decaf espresso. So that was fine. And then they introduced blonde espresso, and it took the place of the decaf in one of our machines. So we have one machine with decaf and regular espresso, and one machine with blonde and regular espresso. And then one machine is dedicated to making cafe and mobile order drinks, like the drinks you order on your phone, and the other is dedicated to the drive-thru. So that's fine up until someone orders, say, a blonde drink, like a drink with blonde espresso in the drive-thru, when that machine that's dedicated to making drive-thru drinks isn't the one with blonde, and vice versa. If they order a decaf drink in like the cafe or on their phone, then the machine that's dedicated to making those drinks doesn't have decaf, so you kind of have to like do this awkward transaction with the person on the bar next to you. And just things like that aren't really well thought out, or they don't seem very well thought out in practice. Kind of get to you. Anyway, back to this. Sorry, I was kind of rambling about that. And then saying they want to get back to their roots and like, you know, just like become a coffee shop, but then they'll make like the crazy frappuccinos that everyone, like the unicorn frappuccino. These like sugary, disgusting drinks. So yeah, definitely an identity crisis at Starbucks. But like, whatever. I'm putting trim on the inside as well as the outside. Then I'll start working on lighting, I think. Wow, it's been 8 minutes already. I spent 8 minutes rambling about Starbucks. So yeah, I'm glad I'm leaving, although I'll miss it. I'm glad to be moving on. I'll miss everyone I worked with. Everyone, pretty much for the most part, were really cool. Great coworkers, best coworkers I've ever had. Awesome coworkers, the best coworkers ever. You believe me? That's a really bad Trump impression, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think 5 is on each side. Will make it centered. Yes. Okay. So let's see how we want to do this exactly. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 3 from that. And then every 3 we'll fill in. Or no. It's a little too close. Let's do every 4 or 5. Let's do 5. Boop, boop. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 2. Oh wow, that worked out perfect. Didn't have to destroy that one. Cool. Alrighty. So yeah, still haven't started streaming. I know I've been asking, like I've been doing polls on the community section of my YouTube channel asking if you guys would watch me live stream on YouTube. That has been something that I've been interested in doing, just because it makes more sense with these kind of things, because we're on like part 50 or whatever of this Let's Build, you know, and they're kind of hard to make and edit and export and upload. I think like, and they're also very kind of, they would lend them, this kind of format lends itself, I think, to the live stream format where I'm kind of just shooting the shit. I'd be able to film more. I wouldn't like repeat myself, you know. I feel like I talk about the same thing a lot when I do these, because honestly, for those of you watching at home, I'm just kind of sitting talking to myself, talking to you guys very indirectly, so it feels like I'm talking to myself at the very least. I feel like if there's like a live chat that I could interact with, answer questions and whatnot, I feel like that would just engage you guys more than just waiting a month for these hour-long ramblings of mine while I build a giant stadium. Be a little more entertaining for both of us, and for all of us, I guess. Just have to get the software to work and like figure out how to do it. I'd also like a secondary computer, like something really cheap to like just open up YouTube and like make sure that I'm live streaming instead of just kind of being in the dark on it. I can borrow a MacBook, but I kind of want like a El Cheapo like Dell to have sitting next to me. Cool. Alrighty, so there's that. Looks pretty sweet. So we have this huge hallway. Then I'm gonna have to deal with the lighting on here. So where do I want the walls to come out? I think I want to center them like that. Or like one block. Oof, my voice has been cracking. If I sound dehydrated, it's probably because I am. I just got back from dinner and I haven't really drank any water. So I'm just gonna break these out. That's a room, that's a room. Man, my voice is cracking. I guess I could do it like that. Now the question is, that would line up with the window, so I guess not. I'll kind of have to do it kind of guesstimate as I go along. Let's see where this will line up. That would line up there. This will line up with that. Like so. Yeah. Whoa. Glitching out. Whoop. Excuse me. What the fuck? Why won't let me out the door? Jesus Christ. That was very odd. There we go. That was interesting. Let's see where this lines up. That would line up perfectly there, so I guess I'll have to do that. And then that one. So yeah, we're good to go. Actually, no, I think there's one more. Are they all like this? Am I on the other side? Alright, there we go. Don't know why it's glitching out like that. And then I think I did one, yeah. So then... Awesome. Alrighty. And then we just fill in like this. That's like that. Start in this room. Guess I forgot this room. I'm just gonna double check all the trim in all of these rooms. I guess I forgot this whole section. Cool, just making sure it runs all the way around the top. For this room, okay. This down like that, same here. I don't know why it just stopped like that. Interesting. Almost there. This is why I don't really like doing interior. Interior gets kind of tedious. Not that exterior. I feel like exterior also gets tedious, but it's a little more interesting, at least, in terms of what I'm building. This I'm just kind of like doing a bunch of walls and whatnot. But with exterior, it's a lot different. At the same time, I understand that a lot of people probably stopped watching after I finished the exterior, because like I feel like that's what most people only worry about, which is totally fine, especially when it comes to things like freaking stadiums. All right, 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna count in 3 and just go from there. Do it every 3 since this is a smaller area to work with. Oops, I done goofed. We'll do one more right here. Cool. So now we're going to do that for the other rooms. I think I'm going to like streamline it by streamline it by starting in this corner, counting out 3 from the diagonally, and just going from there. Cool. It's a good way to light. The thing is, I don't think the light is gonna... It's pretty high up, if I do say so myself. But honestly, I am not too worried about that. And I'm not gonna like really furnish this at all. If I did, this would go from the 50 episodes to like 100 episodes. I'm only gonna do 1 light on this side since it's so close to the wall. I don't want it touching the trim. That would give me OCD. Same here, I'm just gonna put 1. Maybe I can sneak 1 more in. We're at that point where it's starting to extend out. So instead of 4, we can do 5 each row. Getting there. The tediousness is real. Because after this, we will be done with this floor for the long end of the field. I'll do that thing I do where I cut back when I'm done building it on the other end, so you don't have to watch me build this shit twice. Wink wink. Instead of, I don't actually build it, I copy paste it in MC Edit, but that's okay. That was a weird noise. I don't know if that was from the game or it was from something outside my headset. But nevertheless, I'm creeped out. Maybe my basement's haunted. I don't want to do that. Let's just do 4. Ooh, this is spooky. I kind of like it though. Not gonna lie, sunlight kind of blows in this game. Like, you don't really get a lot of sunlight. I will do this though. I'll light the doors. This is also fine because the doors seem pretty glitched anyway, so it might be better if I just rebuilt them all. Oh, damn it. Don't need the pillar block anymore. See how much I've done so far. So we got 2 rooms left to light. Then I have to go check the parking garages to see. So it looks like the lights are breaking through to the. Alright, I need this. I need to drink my cyan juice. Alright, cool. Alrighty. Got that taken care of. Get rid of these. But yeah, see. My worst fear. We're actually breaking through to the below floor. I forgot I didn't leave. I forgot there's only 1 layer of blocks separating this from the parking garage. That's annoying. Alright, now I'm gonna... Wait, what? Can you not build? Oh, I just wasted my time. Can you not? Wow, I did not know that. The more you know. Well, now I'm gonna go through and undo what I did. 'Cause apparently you can't put doors on Sea Lantern, which I don't understand. I guess because it has like an animated, that still doesn't make any sense. Wow, as a gamer, that peeves me. This peeves me as a gamer. Oh, voice crack. I need to rise up. I'm being oppressed right now. Oh, so I have to rethink my lighting strategy and also rebuild all these doors I just broke. Although, I mean, it's whatever. They were glitched anyway, for whatever reason. So this is actually a good thing. Alright, so I'm gonna finish putting these doors, and then that'll be it for this floor. Then I'll just build this whole monstrosity again on the other side and cut back when I'm done that. First I have to do this. Then I'll leave the stadium and look at it from the outside, see how it looks. Which better look beautiful. Alright, let's look. See what it looks like. Looks like an interior to me, if I do say so myself. Alrighty, so I'm gonna do what we just did on the other end of the field, and I will see you when I'm done that. Alrighty, I am back. The same exact spot I was when we left off. This is what we've been working on all day, the partitions of this particular floor as well as the lighting, and we're going to take a field trip on the opposite end of the field so I can show you that what we worked on today is also over here, just mirrored obviously. There's the field. Oh, it's a big field. It takes like a minute just to get over to the opposite end. Definitely one of the biggest things I've built. Alright. And yep, there you go. Bob's your uncle. Lighting, same partitions, same everything. Cool. Alright. I'll fix the stairwells on my own time. Because I don't know if you noticed, but there's some weird hiccups in copying it over here. But don't worry about that. If you've just been building by hand, following along, it should just be normal. That's just a problem on my end. Next episode, we're going to work on doing the same thing over here on the short ends of the field. They're shorter, so obviously they'll take a little less time to work on. On top of that, what do we have left? Well, we have 3 floors left. So we did these first 2 floors. Worked on this floor right here. Next episode will be done this floor. The floor up top is done, so we just have this floor and then these 2 floors. And then that's it. And then we'll be done the stadium. Also, we gotta do the end goals, but I'm saving that for last. Because that's like I guess it's the christening of this stadium. So yeah. We're also approaching, we're past the 2-year mark, so we've been working on the stadium for 2 years. Never again am I gonna do this. I'll do Let's Builds, but I'll make sure they're like an episode or 2. Nothing that is 50 episodes or whatever this is. It'll be a lot more compact, a lot more editing. And yeah, so be sure to check out the next episode when it comes out and the previous episodes if you would like to follow along. And other than that, this has been Colonial Puppet. Have a nice day.